Stash your worries at the Craft Stache store. Let's craft and laugh till we can't anymore.
Someone else is welcome to do this intro, by the way.
You got this. We're cheering you on.
All right. So hi, welcome to the Craft Stache. I'm Justina. I'm joined by my co-hosts Laura and Sarah. And we are just three crafty moms who realized that we just really like to talk about crafts. We were in meetings talking about crafts and decided we were just going to share all of these little tidbits and extra bits of fun with the world. So that's kind of what Craft Stache is going to be. I don't promise that we'll stay on topic. Actually, I promise that we won't stay on topic ever, but we will try sometimes a little bit. We play with crafts constantly. We have Sarah, who absolutely totally understands every little piece of material that's in crafts, and she knows all of the tips and tricks, and usually she's teaching us something. You have Laura, who crafts every day because she's a content maker, so she's always doing fun stuff, but she also loves to make mistakes, and then she learns from them, and then she brings us that knowledge. And don't giggle, because you really are
She
good
loves
at
to make mistakes. Yeah, she does.
That's your favorite thing.
That's my absolute favorite thing.
Oh, come
I only
on,
caught
though.
one thing on fire this week, just so everybody knows.
So that's the second machine that's got fire, right?
Yeah. Well, no, it's the third. But the second one, the fire didn't, it was small. And it put itself out. So I don't know if we count that.
It's self-contained fires don't count.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Yep. And I just say that I am good at, well, I work at Design Bundles, so I get to see all of the trends that come in. I'm actually the curator for Design Bundles for the most part. So I kind of have worked in this kind of area of what's going to sell well, what sells well digital-wise, and we feel like we can bring that into, sharing with people who are going to be like doing craft shows and things, because if it sells at the digital side, it's going to eventually sell for people. So yeah, that's what this podcast is going to be. It's going to be basically just three crafty moms talking about mostly crafts and hopefully staying on topic. All right. So
Exactly.
What we want to bring into today specifically is we just want to talk about what's trending. It's getting really close to Christmas. Gifts are coming. I think we just all really want to know what's hot. And I don't know if you guys are feeling this, but I'm just feeling this year like, is it worth it? Do I want to get all the craft stuff out?
I know.
And I feel like every year I don't feel like that. I'm usually just like, I'm so ready to craft. And this year I'm just like, So I went and I adventured around kind of our uploads and saw what like our Plus members were downloading. And right now, the big trend that I'm seeing is ornaments. So like those sublimated ornaments. Now, I don't have a craft machine. So Laura, please tell me why these are so popular. Is it that they're easy?
Yeah, and Sarah can probably touch on this too, but I think everybody loves those sublimated ornaments because you can buy the disc or whatever it is you're going to sublimate in bulk from pretty much anywhere. Like they have them all over Amazon right now. You can buy them in bulk, which is really nice, and they're pretty inexpensive. And then you just, sublimate the whole disc and like press it on over and over again. So they're really like good for people just getting into sublimation because what's easier to sublimate than a circle? And you can mess them up because you're getting them in bulk. So it's like I think it's a good, cheap thing to do.
I think something else with the sublimation ornaments is that they're very professional looking. It doesn't look like you crafted it at your kitchen table. It just looks like something that you bought at a store. So I think that people really like that. There's so many trends that you can work into it, and it's so much easier than sitting down and weeding vinyl, and you print it and press it and you're done, right? It takes a couple minutes. But like one trend in particular that's been hot for a super long time, years, is nobody ever knows what to search for when they're looking for these, but generally what I search for is best friend clip art or best friend, but like the ones with the people from the back where it'll have like the mom, the grandma, and the dog with wings on it even, or whatever have you. So many great sets of those builder sets out there, and people love them, and people have loved them for years. I mean, that's been hot for at least 5 or 6 years now, maybe 5.
That's true. Those are great. I think like you're reminding me, you kind of mentioned on this, but I think with the sublimated ornaments, especially for people who are just starting an Etsy shop or they're like getting started selling their designs, it's nice to have a product like that is like not time intensive at all, because in a way it increases your profit margin, because I always like to consider time as a part of my profit margin. And if I can crank out 50 of these suckers then you can just have them sitting there and selling them. And that's always really nice, because some of the other Christmas ornament trends that I'm sure we're going to get into, I've done several of them already for this year, and they are so time intensive. Like all these hand embroidered ones that people are doing.
Yeah.
They take forever. I mean, they're fun and they're really cute, but they take forever. So Sarah is right. That's something that's cool about sublimation ornaments, is they look really professional, but they're really quick.
Right.
So what kind of costs are you getting into? How much is it going to take to like how much are these little discs?
Sublimation isn't expensive to get into, though. You can get, I mean, you can get, an ET 2800, I think, is the current in the 2800 series, Epson, and for $200, and the ink. I mean, you can get
convert it.
Hippo, is that how you say it? HIIPOO.
Yeah,
whatever it is, Hippo, Hypo, whatever it is. But you can get the ink for $20, and then the paper is probably another 20. You could do it all for under $300. And I would say the ornaments really depends. When you get closer to Christmas, they get a little bit more expensive. But generally for the ceramic ones and the glass ones, you're looking at right around 80 cents to 90 cents per ornament.
Now you can do it expensive, because the way Sarah's talking about is the way I did it at first. And that's the way I always recommend to people. I'm like, just get an Epson and convert it for sublimation. Unless you're like going to do this as your business, in which case you may want to like invest in a sublimation printer, get a Sawgrass, whatever. But like, here's my little beef with my Sawgrass printer right now. I love my Sawgrass. I like upgraded to it from my Epson that I converted. But you can only use Sawgrass ink with a Sawgrass printer, which is absolutely insane. I did not realize this. So I just replaced the ink on the Sawgrass printer. And how much was it, Justy?
$300.
Yes.
Yeah.
To replace the ink. Insane. And that's the thing about sublimation, is when you're doing a project, it feels really cheap until you have to replace that ink. And then it doesn't feel so cheap anymore. But it's like hidden costs, because you don't really think about, well, how much ink am I using for this project and how much does that cost? And how much paper am I using and how much does that cost? So like at the end of the day, if you're doing it the way, like converting an Epson printer, it's a really low startup thing, and you're only going to have to replace paper and ink every so often. But if you have to replace it all at once, it's going to hurt a little bit. It's going to hurt just a smidge.
Did you know that you can get a laser sublimation printer?
What?
Yeah.
Say more.
So the nice thing about it is that you don't have to worry about your lines drying out, because of course with sublimation, you do have to print. I mean, they say once a week. I print once every 2 weeks, maybe, and I've never had problems. But yeah, so with laser, you don't have to worry about it, but it's expensive. So the way that I know about it is that I have a white toner printer, and you can get a white toner conversion kit, essentially, that gives you the sublimation toners. It's kind of neat. Right?
Okay, that's insane. Yeah. And now I kind of want that, because I mean, even with my Sawgrass, I probably sublimate, I would say once a week or once every week and a half or so. But I have to run like a nozzle clean every other time.
Oh, really?
Pretty much.
Wow.
And maybe it's just me. I mean, it could just be operator error for sure.
So if you're 88 cents into it, we're going to pretend that you already had all the startup costs and you have your machine and you're just trying to find extra stuff to put at like a craft booth. If you're 90 cents into it, how much are you selling these for realistically?
I mean, I would say no less than 15 to 17. Pricing is hard though, because it really depends on your market, your market as far as not the people buying from you, but the actual market you're at. So it depends on that. It depends on demand, obviously. And it just seems like, so for me with pricing, I always start higher. And then what happens is if they don't sell, then I drop it down. And if I drop it down too low and all of a sudden they're selling, then I know I've dropped it down too low, that people are buying too many, So pricing. I run a lot of Facebook groups for Cricut and Silhouette and Sublimation, and that's like the number one question that always comes up: how much should I sell it for? And what you're selling it for in Kentucky very much probably is not what I'm selling it for in New York. So
yeah, I would probably sell a sublimation ornament in Tennessee $10 to $12, not customized. 17 to 19 customized.
Yeah, and I think that that's an important differentiator, is that, because with sublimation, with personalization, of course, not only are you dealing with the actual having to build the design, but you're also dealing with the back and forth with the customer, and that takes time,
Yeah, I mean, this is where somebody could very easily find a sublimation design they love, create a space on it for a name, and then like sublimate the ornaments. And then you could, if you were at a craft fair, you could either add with vinyl or something, a name on it for an added fee, or it'd be really hard to sublimate on site. But if you were shipping them off, you could just sublimate the name on it as well. And I feel like that would be a really good way to increase your profit without increasing your expenses very much.
Okay, wait, I have a question. Don't they have sublimation pins? Could you not letter the name and then just heat it right there?
Yeah, you could even use Cricut infusible ink pens for that, which is basically a sublimation pen.
That is cool. So I'm going to pass the mic over to Sarah, who's going to tell us about this latest trend because it's super, super cool, but I'm not 100% sure that I understand
it. So this is so neat. And this came up probably like maybe 2-3 weeks ago, just very, very recently. And it caught fire. Like everybody is loving it. But what it is, this is an embroidery trend, but an embroidery trend that I'm going to bring into the Cricut world, into the Cricut and silhouette world. So what it is, they're taking imagine where your hip is on a shirt, and they're taking that and they're putting a bow there, right? And with the two, parts that hang down on the bow, and then they're cutting that out. So they're embroidering that on there, but they're embroidering it with like appliqué. So they're having that base of whatever you want the background of the bow to be, and then the outline of it is the stitching. And then they're cutting that. They're cutting that in between where the two tails of the bow. So it sits real cute on your hip. And they're doing it on both sides, and it is just the cutest thing in the world. So. Yeah. And so what I was thinking is to do it in vinyl. There's so much you can do because there's so many cute patterned vinyls. I mean, you could even do like sublimation and, sublimate on vinyl, sublimate whatever you wanted to onto either sublimation vinyl or glitter vinyl or, whatever you wanted for that inlay of the bow. And then you could put whatever you wanted into it. But then I was thinking one step further. I don't know if you guys have seen the trend where people are taking baby clothes and then they're making those mama sweatshirts, and the applique for those are putting the baby's onesies into that because nobody wants to throw those away, of course, right? But what do you do? Keep them forever. But so
I threw a lot of them away.
You could actually use like heat and bond, cut that out on your Cricut or silhouette. And then you could heat and bond that on, and then you could do as the inlay, and then you could do the outline of the bow with vinyl or HTV or glittery
strip flock. It would be so cute in strip flock.
Strip flock, exactly. Yep, 100%. That would look so neat.
I love strip flock. Or brick. Have you used Caesar brick?
I have not, but I have seen some really, really nice hats specifically that had layered, where they were layering the strip flock and making it just look so dimensional.
I was just talking about that on a live the other day because strip flock, a lot of people don't know you can layer it. And I did a ghost shirt where I layered like 8 layers of strip flock, and it is such a cool look, but it would be cool for this trend. Very cool.
Now, does that get too stiff though if you do like so many layers? Because I feel like that stuff's thick. So is it like nice?
It becomes a real thick boy. I can knock on my sweatshirt.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But I think it ends up looking more like a patch, right?
It looks exactly like a patch. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't look weird. It's just like, it is hard. Like if you can literally knock on it. It does just give the appearance of like a thick patch.
Right.
Which I think is like a cool look.
Right. You know what I want to try out? Have you guys seen the beanie hats that have the leather patch on them? And you can either laser them and then they have the nice rivets in the corner. I think those are so cute. I've been wanting to try that forever.
I don't know what y'all are talking about. So now
they're just like like cute like hats, just cute like beanie type hats or any type of cute winter hat. And then they take the leather, like a leather patch, and they'll put like mama on it or whatever you want.
Oh, okay.
And then they take so some of them are self-adhesive and you just heat press them on there, but they make them even cuter by putting either stitching around the border or then like the 4 rivets on the corner, and it just looks super professional and nice. Yeah. Yep.
See.
Yep.
I have a whole pack of them, and they're really cheap. I bought these on Amazon. Hold on. Let's open them and I'll show you.
So I'll tell you something that I tried with those that I was disappointed in. I tried to use HTV on top of one of those. I didn't really experiment a lot. My first try on it was a failure because what happened is the adhesive like seeped out through the edges. So maybe if I used less pressure or maybe a thinner pressing pillow, something so I got less pressure on it. And so it didn't like seep out.
I wonder, like, I did mine when I did them in the past. I used my Glowforge to like engrave
Or
on them,
lasering, right.
which is I think what a lot of people do. But I wonder if you did do it with like a strip flock. I bet it would work.
Oh, that's a good idea. I wonder,
Or brick,
or brick, right? Yeah, that's a really good idea.
because it wouldn't do that same thing because it's like so
Right,
solid.
right.
I guess.
Maybe I'll try that tonight.
Yeah, try it and see how it goes. I think we have got to talk about embroidered ornaments and needlepoint ornaments because they are like going nuts at the moment, and it is hugely trending.
So have you made one yet, Laura? That's the question.
Have.
You do
I have
embroidery?
indeed. I did. I will get it. Hold on. Let me show you.
I want to. I've been really in that bow trend is really making me want to.
Okay. This is the one that I made.
Oh,
so this is not very cute, but I did the little embroidery hoop. I like backed it. But the reason why I did it like this, and I want to do more, like I want to do some really cute
Is that
ones.
his handwriting?
But yes, this is my 5-year-old handwriting. So I took it and I need to, it kind of puffed up because he picked at it because he was like excited about it. But I need to do a new one. But yeah, and he picked the ribbon, which is also why it looks like this. But that's his little kindergarten signature.
Oh, I love
so I just embroidered it on here. But these are so fun, and like it is time intensive, but it's not challenging. So it's like if you can learn how to do a backstitch, which anybody can learn how to do a backstitch, then you can do these, and they're really cute. And I think it's a cute way to like commemorate their little kid handwriting.
That is super, super cute.
But a lot of these embroidered ornaments are going nuts because people have realized you can buy these tiny little hoops, and then it's like they're good ornament size. So
how did you transfer that? How did you transfer the name on there to embroider?
I traced his name onto the fabric with a pencil from one of his pieces of school artwork.
Oh.
And then I just put it into the hoop and just went to town.
Okay.
I think it would have been a little bit harder if he hadn't written his name at this actual size. But this is like the size he actually writes his name on all his assignments. So it worked out well. If you needed to make it bigger or smaller, you would probably have to like maybe trace it, digitize it, stretch it, print it. That's how I've seen a lot of people do it, is they print it on a piece of paper at whatever size they need and then they trace it. But I just got lucky that he writes giant. So
I've been thinking about trying, and I don't know if it's going to work or not. I keep seeing all of these. Have you ever seen the shirts where it's like stitching, but like with yarn almost, where the name is like stitched?
Oh,
yes.
So I saw one the other day that was an embroidery machine that did it, but it had just single line stitching going up through it. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking I could do that like with an offset in HTV, and then actually go back through with yarn and stitch that single line. And I think that would look super cute.
And you've seen that Cricut makes the dissolvable paper now.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Cricut makes an equivalent. Is it them? Okay, wait, hang on. I may have spoken too soon. Let me double check that. But I'm pretty sure Cricut makes a stick and stitch or like a dissolvable. Yeah. Cricut Smart Label dissolvable paper. So it's an adhesive vinyl that you can print on or whatever. And then it's water dissolvable. And I've seen a lot of people use it.
Oh, that's neat.
Like as a guide, which is essentially the same thing as stick and stitch.
Right.
Okay. Wait, speaking of, Sarah, go back. You were talking about heat and bond. And what is that?
So I haven't personally used it. I bought it, of course, but I never used it. But what it is essentially is a double-sided heat activated adhesive sheet. So you take it and then you put it on there, and then when you heat it, then it adheres to whatever your fabric is, and then it adheres your fabric to whatever you're adhering it to.
So is this how people make iron-on patches?
I don't know. Maybe.
Kind of, yeah. It's a pretty similar product. So I've used Heat and Bond is actually where I kind of got into Cricut, because that's what I wanted to do originally, was like make shirt patches.
Cute.
And so yeah, it's really fun. It's fun stuff. I've used it a few times. It is stiff. I don't know that I love how stiff it is, but I'm weird about textures.
Add to cart.
I feel like every time we get in these meetings, suddenly Laura spends $100.
It's for content, okay? It's for the content.
So something else that I have been thinking of trying that not necessarily thinking of trying, but thinking about showing people about is that even if you don't have a sublimation printer, you can still use those sublimation ornaments, right? Like Laura said, with one of two things, either with the infusible ink, like the sheets, or with the pens, right? So,
Right.
you know, what you could do, you could take something just like what she has there and, you know, take a photograph of the kid's signature, upload it to Design Space, clean it up so that you just had that into a, you know, a vector. You could have it write it out with one of the infusible ink markers on your machine and then just hand fill it in and press it.
Totally. Or if somebody didn't even want to embroider, but you still want that like arts and crafts look, just cut it in felt.
Oh.
Like cut felt and then just like either sew on the felt or just
yeah.
glue on the felt.
Oh,
And that would be a
cute.
cute look too, I feel like, if somebody didn't want to go full embroidery. But I have to say that I love the embroidered ornaments and the needlepoint ones that everyone's doing. I think they're so cute, but they're just very time intensive.
Right.
Venturing out and doing a new craft this year for Christmas. Specifically, if your name is Micah, you're supposed to click off this video right now. Listen to me.
Micah, this is not for you.
Get out. But I'm going to make her, she just had a baby. It's my sister. I'm going to make her a sweatshirt and a daughter shirt and my other niece a shirt. And they're going to say like Mama and Minnie on them. But she was showing me before the baby was born these little embroider shirts that they had like put their name on. And so I want to make her like a set of them. Yeah. And so I've been looking into doing like the stitching stuff in the thick yarn, and it's something that I definitely want to make this year for Christmas. So yeah, again, Micah, get out of here. Go away. Get out.
I love that.
Have you guys cut felt with a machine yet?
Yeah.
What do you?
I have.
How are you? Are you just putting it right on your mat?
No. Okay. I learned this trick. And it is my favorite Cricut hack. And I need to make like 10,000 videos of it because it works. You know, sometimes the hacks just like don't work very well. This one works like gangbusters. But you take your felt and then you take wax paper, take your press or your easy press and press it so that it's stuck to it. And then stick the wax paper down on the mat, cut it like normal, and then it peels right off.
That's actually how I had thought about that. I thought it worked. So I'm so glad that it works. That's awesome.
It works so well, and you'll get no felt residue on your mat.
That's nice.
So, and you don't have to change your cut settings because you're not trying to cut through the wax.
And you're just cutting that with a regular blade. You're not even using the rotary, right?
It depends on the kind of felt. If I buy craft felt, I cut it with my fine point blade. But if I buy wool bonded felt, I cut with my rotary blade.
Right. Oh.
Because yeah, the wool bonded felt, for some reason, I feel like my felt blade just like shreds it. And I do think you get a cleaner cut with the rotary blade just overall. But it's not what the Cricut defaults to. Like it'll default to your fine point blade. So you have to go into the thing where it says like change
tool, right?
Yeah, change tool. Thank you. But I always go change it to the rotary blade unless it's like really cheapo craft felt, in which case it doesn't really matter because it's basically like glue anyway.
Right.
But yeah, I think the rotary blade does give you a cleaner cut, especially if you're cutting letters, because it has a hard time on like the switchbacks. It'll just like shred your felt.
You could also just cut felt on the laser. I always default to the laser anymore. That's just
you can cut felt with your laser, really?
So look it up first to make sure it's not a toxic thing, because I don't pay attention to that. Do not follow me.
You also could start a fire.
But I
from
have
personal
cut
experience.
Well, I've started a few fires in that thing, but they've all put out. That little air assist fan is just, it's very good. It's getting rid of those little fires.
The Glowforge fan does it too. Like sometimes a tiny little fire will start in there, and I'll be like, what's it gonna do? And then it just sucks it out.
You can't panic.
So nonchalant about fire over here.
You can't panic because then you ruin the project. So you have to just sit there like, I wonder.
Yeah, we'll just see how it all shakes out.
But no, I'm pretty sure that felt is laser safe. Again, look it up before you do it. But
yeah, you're supposed to see. So I know a little bit about this, but not a ton. You're supposed to look and see what it's coated with. The really cheapo felts have a coating on them that are toxic.
I do remember that.
Wool bonded felt, especially, is really good, and you can usually do just about anything with it.
Okay.
I took us off the rails to talk about embroidered ornaments. I'm sorry.
So, but going back to the ornaments and the builder sets, because I really think that that's really where it's at, is that family personalization. But I'll tell you something else, even beyond the builder sets. So people love memorializing important events in their life, right? And what better way to do that? You have two good ways of doing it. You have magnets and you have ornaments, right? Those are like the ways people like to memorialize. And so, new baby, new house, new marriage, the big three. And there's so much that you can do with ornaments and the builder sets with that kind of stuff. It's so one that I saw that was really cute for the new house is a front door, and it was these
cute.
really cute front doors, and then you can put the number on it, and whatever the street name, whatever you want, but just to make it that cute, first year in our new house.
That's really cute. I have seen this. I've seen them with a mailbox too,
and
I think those can be
I
really
like that a lot.
I think her name is Digital House. Yeah, Digital Design House GB on Design Bundles. She makes all kinds of these little sets, these little builder sets. And every single time she makes one, I need it.
It's really, really cute.
Yep.
Where it was like the light post, and then you could put all the different names on the light post like it was a street sign. That was really, really cute.
She does so many. She has a camper one. I'm not seeing it while I'm scrolling.
Does she draw all of these?
I believe so. I'm pretty sure she is a painter, or she's like in Procreate painting them. But
oh yeah, Sarah, she has a ton of the builder sets that are very themed. Like she has a beach one where you're kind of sitting in like a little beach chair from the back. She's got like the football family builder one.
Yeah, I like those too.
She has the front doors. Oh, there's the camper one you were talking about.
I really like the camper one.
That's cute. She's got some really cute stuff on here, but she has a lot of these builder sets that you're talking about. Also, you might have defined it, Sarah, but if you didn't, can you define for everybody what you mean when you say builder set? Because I think some people are not going to be familiar with that term.
Right. So it's anytime you're taking that clip art and you're putting it together to customize. So they'll have builder sets where it has, a bunch of body shapes and skin tones, and then you can add, it'll have 50 different hairstyles, and then you just pop that onto there, and so that you can build it to look like what your sister looks like, excuse me, and what you look like and your mom looks like, and then you can build your family, and then you put the name on the bottom and the year, and you can really build the ornament to personalize it to your family or your customer's family. But the neat thing is, like you said, it started out that way. It started out as just these families, and it was always from the back. It's never, you don't see the faces, and that makes it easier to personalize, of course. Yeah. But you're seeing the back of the bodies, and then a lot of them have like the pets and all that, so you can really make it your family. But then the whole trend morphed into, like you said, with the campers and the doors and the, so that you can, whatever you want to personalize, you can do.
I like these a lot for people who sell online or sell their product at craft stores and online and stuff. I love these for that because you get so much bang for your buck out of one file. Because you can make this into so many different things. And I mean, the traditional use is the personalization, but you really don't even have to do that. Like you could make it just like a cute design because there's usually so many elements that come with each one.
And the neat thing with it is that so many of them are interchangeable. So often you'll have this set and you'll be like, I need, they had a dog who passed on that I need a set of wings for or something like that. You're like, oh, I have that in this set. That'll work perfectly, and especially if you like stick with the same designers. This designer's hair probably works well.
Usually I feel like all the watercolor ones are pretty interchangeable. I feel like most of the time, but they're cute. I do really like them.
Something else that I have been thinking about that could be a nice alternative for somebody who doesn't have sublimation, but still wants to do this. I haven't done it yet, but I'm sure it would work, is to take those glass ornaments, right? So that you have, I wouldn't do it on the ceramic ones because they're more porous, but with the glass ones, the glass top is completely glass. It's just smooth. So what you could do is you could take and you could print a sticker, right? With your personalized family, whatever you want on it, take that sticker, pop that on there, and then do a clear, the clear laminate over the top of it to make it
cute.
permanent. But you could do that then if you didn't have a sublimation printer, and you could still make almost the exact same product.
That's a really good point. Or you could even use clear printable vinyl,
right,
and then laminate over top.
The only problem with that though is you wouldn't have the white back. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Because if you were using a glass, but you could do it with a printable vinyl sticker of another kind.
Yep. Or you could even,
that'd be cool.
If you had that, you could even take and put a solid white vinyl behind it, a white vinyl circle behind it, and then the clear. You know what I'm saying? And you could end up with a really neat finish like that.
Or as we have discovered recently, this is a little bit off topic, but what else is new? We also discovered you can DTF print with a regular printer.
Really? Wow.
Yes. So did you know this, Justy?
No, please tell me.
I don't know if we have posted it yet, but we made a YouTube video about this. So you can print with just a regular inkjet printer onto a regular piece of copy paper, put the DTF powder over top of it, and press it onto.
Really?
Yes.
Hard surfaces or soft? Textiles?
You can do it on both. You can do it on both, allegedly, because it's the powder that does it. But you got to get the powder on there before the ink is completely dry. Okay. But look, I'll show you how it turned out because I have it like literally right here.
That's neat. Oh, wow.
Oh, I remember seeing this video, but I didn't realize that's what we were doing.
That is
I am so impressed. I had no idea.
That is inkjet printer. Like that is regular inkjet printer and a regular piece of copy paper with just DTF powder.
Wow. That's really neat.
So I think I think I said this in that video, but like I feel like for people who are curious about sublimation, just buy you some of that DTF powder and like play with it a little bit and see if you like it, because then that would be like a good entry into it. But yeah, I was blown away. I think like even when I was making the video, I was just like, how is this working? Like, how does this make any sense? But sure enough. And it's like on there too. Like I was worried it would flake off or it would be whatever, but this is my kid's like piano bag and he's like throwing it around all the time and it's like fine.
So in that video, I remember watching like the uncut version or parts of the
the raw version. You probably watched all the raw files.
Did it actually, like when you were lifting off, it looked like a few little bits of it didn't quite make it?
So this file is like a distressed file, so it didn't end up mattering, but it did like, I have pressed it a couple times and then when I was peeling it, some of it was like peeling up. It like wasn't fully like getting on there. But then I did research after the fact and it wasn't the transfer. It was that I did it on canvas. So like, you know how like tote bags can just be so finicky anyway when you're pressing anything on them. Yeah. It was saying that like you'll get a better result with like a more like a homogeneous fabric, like something that doesn't have so much texture to it. So I think I want to do it again with like a t-shirt and see how it does. But that's apparently what did it.
I would be interested also to see if you got a different result from a hot peel versus a cold peel. If you like,
yeah, maybe. And I think I did that in the video. Like I think I tried to do it hot peel and it was like, heck no, it wasn't gonna come at all. And then I waited for it to be cool peel and it did. That's when it worked, but there was a little left behind.
You know, it's a really good tip if you guys don't know this. If you work with cold peel a lot, I work with a lot of different holographics. You can take and you can go to, whatever, TJ Maxx, you don't have to get an expensive one, and get a marble cutting block. And that marble cutting block, put your thing down on it. It retains the cold. You put your thing down on it, and it's cold. And like within seconds you can peel. And
I did not know that. And I do feel like I spend a lot of time waiting for things to cool.
Seconds, literally, like within 5-10 seconds maximum, you're cold and you can peel. And you can get them for $20,
Yeah, that's a good little hack. Love that.
Speaking of good little hacks, I'm going to create a segue here because Sarah would like to tell us that we're all using the wrong thing in our clear ornaments.
Okay, so this is the thing. I have been doing this for many years. And in the process of doing this, I have been running Facebook groups. So seeing what other people do and seeing things happen with different trends, where they start and where they finish. So this is what happened. The glitter ornaments, the glitter balls that people get, the clear ornaments, and then some people fill it with glue, people fill it with different things. But where that started, and so what a lot of people are doing, and what I'm sure a lot of you are doing, is using floor cleaner inside of these balls. So they put the floor cleaner inside of it, move it around in there so it coats it, put the glitter in, shake the glitter around, and then let it dry. you're using the wrong product. I'm sorry to tell you. So the way that, so people, anytime they do that, then a year later, you hear people complaining, oh, I did this and it's all flaking off. That's not where the trend started. Where the trend started, there's a product called Finish Floor Polish. It's a liquid floor polish that you can put on linoleum or whatever have you. And it gives you like that clear, smooth finish, right?
Yeah.
And that's where the trend started. So it's actually Finish Floor Polish. You put it in the bulb, same thing, you coat it, and it's almost like a shellac. So then when you put the glitter in there, that glitter ends up staying and it's permanent. And then you end up with that permanent ornament, that permanent glitter ornament that doesn't flake off after a year. But what happened is after people were doing this for about 6 months, all of a sudden in the groups, I saw a couple of people starting to say, floor cleaner. Yeah, just use, floor cleaner, liquid floor cleaner. And I'm like, no, that's not wrong product. But what happened is the telephone game. So once a few people said, everybody. So now that's all you see. Everybody forgot about the correct product. It is called Finish Floor Polish. That is what you need. So, but it's funny because nobody knows that anymore. Like the telephone game totally erased what the correct product is, and everyone's using the wrong one.
It just all of it to me sounds so wrong. Like, I know that it is what you do, but I'm like, we're putting what inside ornaments? Like on purpose? I say these things too, and I'm so hardcore about it. And then I'll sublimate stuff all the time and just breathe it in at point blank. So, I mean, you pick your battles.
When I make tumblers. So
and you're like,
when you open it and it's like, I'm like running away. I open it and then I run away real quick. I hold my breath.
That'll do it. That'll do it. That's me when I open up my Glowforge after cutting acrylic and I'm just like, let's look at it real close. I'm got my head in the Glowforge machine, huffing all the acrylic by accident. That's definitely not good. But, we expose ourselves to a lot in crafting.
Every once in a while when I laser something and I'm just not 100% sure it's laser friendly, because my husband will bring me some weird materials and be like, can you try this? Because it's going to save us, it's going to save me from having to order from somebody. And I'll try it. And the whole time I'm like, that's not going to make any difference. But I'm just standing there
yes.
And I won't let the kids in the room. But then as soon as it's done, I'm like, okay, anybody can come in here. It's it would still be in here.
Still in the air, but we're just whatever. Sometimes I'll open the window and I'm like, this isn't doing anything, but it makes me feel better.
Yep.
You guys know the polymer clay, right? So polymer clay, if you burn it, it's incredibly toxic. It lets off hydrochloric acid or something really, really bad, right?
I did not know that.
Yeah, so you can heat it and you can bake it, but you can't burn it. If you burn it, it's really bad. And so many years ago, I was making it down in my basement and I forgot it. And all of a sudden I see the smoke and I turn off and I'm telling my husband, we have to get out of here. We're all going to die. We have to get out of here. And he's like, what's happening in my house?
I do feel that's I saw someone on TikTok making mugs out of air dry clay. And I was like, no, you can't drink out of that. It's not food safe. But also the whole concept doesn't make sense because air dry clay has to air dry and can't get wet. I'm like, you're going to turn this into clay again every time you fill it up.
Maybe it was for just to sit on a shelf, to be pretty.
Yeah. Decorative mug.
Literally.
Yes. Oh God. Yeah, the things that we do as crafters.
It's a dangerous job.
I forgot we wanted to talk about snowmen.
So snowmen, this is just my observation, and I don't know how true it is, but I keep seeing them everywhere. Are snowmen the new gnomes? What is going on? Why is everybody
we need a jingle for this section, and it needs to be hot takes with Justy. This is your hot take. Snowmen are the new gnome.
I like a snowman, but why are they everywhere right now?
They are everywhere.
It's like flamingos. It's like the flamingo trend a few years ago when everybody was obsessed with flamingos. Now snowmen are everything all the time. They're just snowmen. Yeah. I don't understand it.
It's for the people who love Disney, it's Stitch is always on everything. And I'm like, why? Why is Stitch the big character for every piece of merch? And that's how I feel about Christmas and the snowmen lately. It's I get it. I get why it's Christmassy, but it is everywhere.
I am convinced that it's just an attempt to like make gnomes less relevant. Like everywhere they'd put gnomes,
I am
they're just
tired
like,
of gnomes.
I'm tired of gnomes.
Yeah.
I'm tired of the gnomes. I went through a big gnome phase, but now it's just like I could go my whole life and not see another gnome, and
Me
I'd be
too.
fine.
Yeah.
I just want the classic Christmas tree, like Christmas tree art, stocking art,
In
Santa
retro pink.
in retro pink, reindeer, Rudolph. I just could really stick with that.
Mhm.
I don't really need anything else. I do love all the Nutcracker stuff.
I do too. Oh,
I
I love
love
that.
it. And I feel like it had its heyday, like in the 90s and early 2000s, and then it just like disappeared from the face of the earth. And now everyone is making the cutest Nutcracker art, and I am for it.
I agree. It's one of my favorite. Oh, that's cute.
It's cute.
I love the tall signs. The welcome
Yes.
with the giant nutcrackers that you put on your front door. Love them.
Love that.
Yeah, me too.
I like the ballet Nutcracker stuff, like when it's got like the clock and the little mouse and like all the Nutcracker things.
Yeah.
So have you guys seen the Facebook group where they're all finding the Walmart one? Am I the only one that's experiencing this? So there is a Nutcracker that stands about this tall, and he's all white. And apparently he's sold, maybe not just at Walmart, but like at all of these Christmas places. And everybody is getting them and then like taking them home and painting them or like decorating them.
Oh,
and there was one video
fun
that showed up on like my For You or like, my feed, and it was someone bedazzled one, rhinestone by rhinestone, and it was gorgeous. But everybody's obsessed with these now. You can't find them anywhere because
I'm looking.
Like they're selling out.
Add to cart. Hold on. Okay, so it's like Nutcracker. Is it like an outdoor ornament?
Well, yeah. So it's like really tall. So I think it's a porch like statue, like Nutcracker statue, all white,
and it's like unpainted.
Yes.
Okay, I'm looking for it. Don't worry, I'll find it, everyone.
Laura, the researcher.
Yeah. Oh, the moment I wrote white Nutcracker, it immediately said Walmart. So I guess this is very much a Walmart thing.
I found it. Found one that's 27 inches tall. That is more than 2 feet. But
that sounds about right. I'll grab some pictures and put them up for everybody that's actually watching on YouTube. But because I joined the group, I was intrigued. I'm not going to buy a Nutcracker, but I was just like, why are we all decorating the same thing? This is so cool.
I love that, but the rhinestone one, I'm super intrigued by.
I know. I'm like, should I do that for a video? Should I rhinestone a Nutcracker?
Yeah, maybe a small one, because it looked like she put some hours into that guy.
Yeah.
But is it worth it?
She's over there making it in her head. She's getting it ready.
I'm like, how fun would that be though? To have like it's flocked apparently, so it's kind of fuzzy.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
If I'm looking at the right one, this 27-inch one that looks very much like a blank slate Nutcracker. It's $27 and it is flocked. No, and they do make it in a 13-inch version, and it's only $8.
That'd be cute for like a desktop or like a counter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this group is literally called Walmart Nutcracker Tips, Tricks, and Fans, and it's got 44,000 people in it.
Shut up. Are you serious?
And that's crazy too if you think about it, because it's a fairly new trend, I assume, right? So to get that many people that quickly, that's pretty neat.
Oh, I think I lied. It's not all white. I see a picture of it. It is $149. So it's like quite big, but it's colored. So maybe the white thing was just someone else had a white one and I saw it on. Oh, no, there is a white one, because there's like some people with white ones in their trunk. I'll put a bunch of these pictures up on like our final video so that everybody can enjoy this with us. But I'm not kidding. These are like this tall.
And like huge. Asking for a friend, but put the link too.
Well, let's just, send the link.
Okay. That flocked one that's 27 inches, they do make it in hot pink also.
Oh.
For anyone who is curious.
So Laura,
there's also
specifically
a disco
Laura.
one. There's a disco one.
Disco
they make a ton of them. Oh, and here's a Stitch one. I'm not even kidding. What is up with Stitch? Here's a Bud Light Nutcracker. Of course. The Nutcracker selection at Walmart is off the chain, in case anyone was wondering. Okay, I'm going to join this Facebook group.
Well, it's all public. You can just scroll right through it. Like, it's very interesting.
I kind of want to just like, oh, Walmart Nutcracker tips, tricks, and fans.
Yes.
I see. Oh my gosh, people are going crazy.
Did you see the Snoop one?
What? No, hold
Just
on.
scroll like 2 seconds. The Snoop one's at the top.
Okay, it's giant.
It's big.
Yeah, you weren't joking.
It's like the 12-foot skeleton trend.
Yes. I found it. I found the exact one. You don't have to send me the link. I'm already there. And it lights up.
And look, Laura's like, add to cart again.
Already did it. Already did it. No, I'm not spending $129 on this Nutcracker today. But
I found it on eBay for $300. So
holy cow. Yeah, it says shipping out of stock. Pick up. Let's see. Out of stock.
Isn't that the same with those skeletons though? Every year it's like you have to get them in like the first week or they're gone.
Yeah, it is not available in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, any of the 8 Walmarts in my vicinity, and delivery is not available. So even if I wanted to add to cart, I couldn't. But yeah, 6.25 feet tall. I mean, that's huge.
That is big.
Also, someone made theirs like the Grinch, and they literally covered it in fur, and it's a little disturbing.
You realize I'm going to have to hunt out all of these pictures while we talk and like put them on the screen.
So just so you know, while you're saying that, we were saying one is covered in green fur. I'm like picturing them having glue on their hands and their fingers just being covered in green fur.
Yes. Literally. That's hilarious.
It would be everywhere for a
people
while.
are painting them very cute.
I mean, you could do like a pink retro one. That's what I mean, though. Like, would that not be the cutest thing ever? A little pink retro Nutcracker?
Yes, I want
little,
one.
Though.
I do want to purchase one, but I'm like not gonna spend $300 on it. But it lights up. I think it'd be cute to do it like a gingerbread man.
Like a gingerbread.
That's the other thing
Nutcracker.
that's trending right now is gingerbread ornaments. Have you guys seen those? Where you make everything look like it's made out of gingerbread, or like the little gingerbread house ornaments. Those are very trendy at the moment. And I have been seeing so many cute ones, and I'm going to do a bunch. But I've seen people use puff vinyl to like puff it up so it looks like gingerbread.
Oh.
And I've also seen people use flocked vinyl for it. And then I've also seen people embroider them, and they're just really cute.
Has anybody ever successfully made a gingerbread house that didn't look like poo?
No. Everyone I've ever made collapses.
I am going to be trying on YouTube, though, to make my gingerbread mansion.
You should do one on... we're going to do it on a live, aren't we? That'll be funny.
I think we're doing it for a YouTube video, I thought. I thought that was the plan.
Whatever.
Or was it for
It's still going to be hilarious for me to watch, which is all
I'm going to buy like 3 or 4 gingerbread house kits and try to make a gingerbread mansion.
That'll be a cool one.
Will it?
It will.
It'll be entertaining. It's going to be entertaining. Is it going to look good? Probably not.
Did I mention that Laura really likes to fail at things so that she can learn?
I just like trying things knowing they're probably not going to work, but like, what if they did, you know? But what if it did? One thing I did want to say, I like to look at the searches are trending related to Christmas on social media. And there were some interesting ones that I wanted to just throw out there. Vintage Christmas DIY is up 70% in searches this week. The search volume on TikTok alone this week is 896,000 searches.
Wow.
I feel like the vintage Christmas theme is just making a massive comeback, and that is particularly good for sublimation because you can print all these like retro sublimation designs and put them on whatever you want.
You know what I would love to see designers do? I would love to see designers come out with frames for the round sublimation ornaments. So just like a gold gilded frame with like jewels in it, or whatever, something just really, or even like a metal plate at the bottom where you can put the year, where you can just pop the picture of the family behind it and then print it out like that. That could be really neat.
That's a cool idea.
It's like that one seller that started the trend of like photo tumblers, and it really was just like one person doing it originally, but that was so nifty because then it's 10 pictures of your kids. Oh, okay. That's a really easy gift. And also it's really nice for like craft shows. You can be like, I can do this with your pictures.
Yep. What if you were to take one of those builder sets, right? And did like your family as a sticker is the seal, as like the seal on the back of your card.
That would be cute. That'd be cute with the front door one too.
That would.
Like if you made a little circular front door sticker and you
what if you
closed
did
all
the
your
front
envelopes?
doors like your return address?
Yes,
that would be cute.
That would be cute. Or the mailbox.
Yeah, the mailbox.
So cute.
Right, that would be
love
cute.
It. Oh yeah. Oh, it would also be cute if you got like 2 builder sets and you made your actual Christmas cards, and the front could be like the front door with like Christmas decorations, and then when you open it, it's your family.
Yeah.
How cute would that be?
Would be cute.
Look at us. So cute. I love that.
That's the problem, though. We make things that don't exist, and then no one ever goes and makes them. It's just sad.
Yeah. Well, you know, we put it out there.
We need all the designers to listen to this show every week.
Yes. It's a race to who's going to do it first. Okay, crafty friends. This has been the Craft Stache. We have had so much fun yapping with you today about all things Christmassy trends. Quick recap. We covered so much in this episode. Who knows what even made it in, honestly, at this point. But we talked about embroidery. We talked about lots of sublimation things. We talked about floor cleaner. Beware. We talked about catching fire to things. We talked about nutcrackers and giant nutcrackers and really weird Facebook groups. So that's good. I mean, it was a good time. We hope you loved hearing us chat about all things Christmassy trends. If you have ideas for episodes, please let us know. Where can they let us know?
In the comments. Or they could just write us. It's fine. Whatever you want to do.
You know, you'll figure it out. You can leave us a comment. You can reach out to us via email. We would love to hear your ideas for future episodes of the Craft Stache. But yeah, this has been Justy, Sarah, and Laura, just some crafty moms yapping it up, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Stash your worries at the Craft Stache store. Let's craft and laugh till we can't anymore.